All right. Hello again, everybody. It is Judging Silicon Valley, Episode 8, the finale episode. Of course, this is the show where we judge Mike Judge's show about Silicon Valley. I'm still Ryan Cronin, and with me is the remains of Jeff Reitman. Jeff Reitman, how are you? Where have you been? What happened?
I wouldn't say remains. If anything, I'm more than I was before.
Better, faster, stronger?
I have titanium.
You do?
I wish it was adamantium, but it sadly is not. Or
unobtainium, yeah.
Or merlinium.
Merlinium, yeah.
Any made-up metal, really. I broke my elbow.
Look at that. Look at that for those of you on the YouTube. Look at that.
I'm not showing you the
rag.
scar because it's gnarly.
It's pretty awesome.
But it was a freak scar, or freak injury that... Yeah.
You're scooting around town on a motorbike.
Yeah, I've been high on oxycodone for a while. Oxycontin. Got a nice little pharmacy going. Good times.
Yeah, for those of you, again, who know Jeff or watch on YouTube and you see Jeff and you're like, that doesn't look like a guy who knows how to ride a motorcycle.
True.
You would be right. You would be right.
It's more that I don't know how to stop at a stop sign correctly.
It wasn't like this tremendous James Dean style wreck.
No.
You just were stopping slowly and fell down and broke your car.
I wish I flipped over a car. I really do. Because then I'd be like, I fucking flipped over a car and I broke my elbow. But really, I did a flip.
There you go.
Landed on my feet.
There you go.
Caught a fish in my mouth.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, had my visor open, so it just
weird.
Flew right in.
It's very Super Dave Osborne of you. That's pretty good. Check that reference out there. So here we are. That's why we had almost a 2-month delay here for the finale, but we're excited. We wanted to finish what we started. We're going to talk about the finale. There's big news here. Of course, the show, as we know, is picked up for season 2. It also
want to introduce the guest?
Some Emmy awards. Yes, Jeff. Every episode, go back every episode about this far in, Jeff interrupts and says, are you going to introduce the guest? So with that,
how long is your intro of the episode going to be?
We'll time that. We're not there yet.
Right.
But Jeff is correct. Joining us here for the finale, we're very excited. She even rescheduled for us. Hilarious comedian here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's Kristee Ono. Everybody, it's Kristee Ono, the lovely, the talented.
Waving because there are visuals. Thank you very much, guys, for having me. Arguably hilarious. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
For those listening who haven't seen Kristee, she's got some mad tats.
I got some tats.
Nice.
I know
She was suggesting that I tat up my scar.
Yeah, dude, that's what you do with scars.
Yeah, but what would I put on it? What would you suggest? It's got to be tech related.
Tech related?
Maybe some DTF equations from the episode.
That could be.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Jumping
telegraphing
ahead.
what we're going to talk about. Yeah, I think it looks more like just a delicious strawberry Twizzler. I think you probably
it's still very pink,
bursting out
very
strawberry
pink.
Twizzler. It's got a whole network going on there. But Kristee, we're very excited to have you here.
Very excited to be here. Thank you.
Big finale. We're going to focus on the episode. We're also going to talk about just the entire season 1 of the show in general. But as I mentioned before we get into that, first, as you may know, the show is here to stay. It has garnered, looks like 3 Critics' Choice Awards: Best Comedy Series, Best Actor, going out to Thomas Middleditch, and Best Supporting to the late Christopher Evan Welch. Those are all nominations. For Emmys, they garnered a nomination for Best Comedic Series, Best Director to Mike Judge, and Best Writer to Alec Berg, who's also the producer. Look at that. That's a lot of awards for a silly little show. So it's definitely here to stay. We're excited about that. So the finale, as you know, for those of you that remember this from 2 months ago, go ahead. It's on demand. You can watch that before you listen to us fucking yammer on. But this is basically the end here. It's the end presentation at TechCrunch Disrupt, and we see, is Pied Piper going to work? That's really everything that's happening in the episode. There's some subplots what we can look at, but
Quickest summary ever.
that's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's like, what, 2 sentences?
Well, the plus is that's all that was going on in this episode.
There was one other thing.
Well, there was Jared's subplot.
That's the only subplot I care about.
There you go.
The DTF subplot was good too.
Well, but it feeds in. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
kind of the same. But yeah, Jared, again, his pivot, called the pivot subplot, where he's really concerned. Basically what happens is our guy there from Hooli
Shit, you're extending your description.
It's been so long. No, it's not description. We're just
Gavin
into
Belson.
it now. Gavin Belson, he does a presentation of Hooley's Nucleus, which is basically they stole Pied Piper. And it's beautiful, and it works great, and it hits that Wiseman score and all that nonsense. That's very exciting. And basically, they're freaked out, and Jared's plan is to pivot. Basically saying, well, it's similar to, other companies did this. Instagram did it. Funny line about chat roulette doing it. Mm-hmm. So he's asking people and going out and doing a survey of different things that Pied Piper could be. Do we recall any of those? Yeah.
I watched the last episode right before I came here to make sure I was like fresh on everything that happened.
We did too, because it's been 2 fucking months.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed the pivot episode. The subplot. It was really funny. I feel like a lot of it could have been improv. Like it was just him kind of thinking of random things coming off of his head. Which felt nice. I don't know, coming from a comedic standpoint, just letting someone kind of go nuts and like think of the most ridiculous things that you could possibly come up with.
I particularly like how wrong he answered every cop question.
Yeah, no, that was my favorite part. He was like, "Oh yeah, like, do you have any drugs or weapons?" I'm like, I do. It's like, this is for an underage child that I brought to my house. And I'm like, that was so wonderful.
Yes, Jared's thoughts of what Pied Piper could be: a rodent attractor.
Yeah.
We don't care what you do with your rats, but we'll get the rats for you.
Snack was not referenced, which was a little sad.
Snack wasn't referenced. That's true. Another made no sense. Pied Piper is, what if I could tell you there was an application that could determine if you're going to heaven or hell?
I like
interested,
that.
Somewhat interested, or not interested.
I like that the answers.
Bizarre.
The answers eventually became interested, very interested, or very interested. Like,
yes.
It's really pushing for these ideas.
We also know Jared has, and it is referenced in the episode. Jared has been awake at this point for 6 days after being on the robotic island.
Trapped in a steel box,
I think is what it's called. He's been awake for 6 days. He's out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
That's funny shit. Another note here about the episode itself.
Adding to your time.
We talked about this, I know. But we've talked about, and I want to get Kristee's opinion on the entire series so far. We talked about that in the middle of the series, there was kind of a dip and strange energy because you had guest directors, you had guest writers. What we have here is episode 7 and episode 8 were both directed again by Mike Judge. He only directed the pilot. So he's back in the seat. And Alec Berg, again, is the guy who writes the finale, which is actually how he got this nomination for that award. Overall, because here we are on the finale, we'll talk about the detail, but overall, Kristee, how did you feel about this entire series? Did you feel that weirdness in some of the episodes, which were just kind of really bizarre and a little off? I don't know.
Well, the thing is you're talking to me, and it's basically like you're talking to a child because I don't pick up on nuances in like cinematography and directing. I kind of just love everything, which is kind of weird for me to be on a podcast about judging Silicon Valley.
You love everything.
I love everything. I loved it. I thought it was really entertaining. I kind of saw it as this cute little underdog story.
Sure.
Even though, the overall thing is they're changing the landscape of our beautiful city. But that's just, not...
Including this apartment you're in right now.
Yeah. Just, fucking with the rents all around and the economy in general. But that's besides the point.
That is not besides the point. We want to get into that shit, too.
Oh, really?
Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, yes, we do.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. But going back to the question, like, I really enjoyed it. I thought the whole series was very entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of what's his name, Mike Judd. I enjoyed he did all the cartoons that he did.
Beavis and Butthead. Did
he do Daria? I don't think he did.
No, I don't
know.
It was
like
a
spin-off crossover thing happening.
Yeah.
Daria.
But there was also that one movie he did about
Office Space.
Office Space. I love
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy is the one that I wanted to talk about.
And Wieners.
I did not like Idiocracy. I don't know why.
I found it.
What?
I don't know. I know.
I didn't dislike it.
It's one of those really...
I just was like, eh. Okay, I kind of disliked it.
I found that it's really polarizing. People either love it or they don't like it.
Yeah.
But you just said you love everything.
That's why
you're a fucking liar. Is what
me
you are.
not liking it is a huge statement.
Airplane 2.
Airplane 2? Oh, I didn't see that.
Need to.
That's the one in space, right? That has William Shatner.
Yes, yeah.
I'm a child. The only reason why I watched this series is because you guys invited me on the podcast, and I thank you for it because I really enjoyed it. It's hard for me to branch out to watch new series, and like I'm really glad that I got the chance to watch this one. I thought it was really funny.
Well, that's fair, but as you were mentioning, it's kind of twofold. Yeah, we want to talk about the show, but we want to talk about
how it relates to life.
Yeah, like your experience with Silicon Valley people, the industry.
Do we want to finish the episode first and talk about DTF?
Someone's really excited to talk about DTF.
Ratio.
It is a ratio.
What
correct?
I think it is?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was remember when in the middle of the episode they're trying to figure out how many people Erlich can jerk or how fast he can jerk the whole room.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. DTF was dick to floor.
Dick to floor ratio.
Dick to floor ratio.
Oh, okay.
I've got them written down here.
It's probably one of the best scenes of any show I've seen in a long time.
It is. It's the most convoluted but intelligent dick joke I've ever seen, and that's all it is.
Seriously taken.
Yes.
No one's laughing. Yes. It's like literally, let's see how long it will take Erlich to perform this.
But let's be honest, though.
4 dicks at a time?
Well, I've got written down from that. Okay, so first they have to figure out the mean jerk time.
So
that's how long you can get to T2O, time to orgasm. You have to figure that out, and that would be involved in your mean jerk time. Now, the way to get the most efficient mean jerk time is, of course, to go tip to tip. And go from middle out. Now, Jared did
middle out, which is what ties to the algorithm at the end of the day.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Now, Jared did have, and again, Jared at this point, again, has still been awake for 6 days. He does pass out at that point and misses the presentation. But he did pipe in and asked, well, what if we have a difference in girth similarity? I thought it was a very good question. And that is going to increase your mean jerk time, I think, definitely. At the end of that scene, if you notice, they have 3 giant whiteboards full of equations.
Yeah.
That was, I kept trying to freeze frame and look at there's some crazy shit on those whiteboards. So go ahead and freeze frame that. You'll be very happy with what's on those whiteboards. It's pretty nuts. But there you go. Yes, the dick to floor ratio was very important, and this is how Pied Piper actually hits a unheard of Weissman score of, I believe,
which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit.
I don't know.
No, I mean we already talked
about
about in prior episodes, but it's a fake number.
Well, they hired Stanford University students to actually create a fake test for this fake concept of compression. They went that deep, which is nuts.
I like the attention to detail.
That's
like that.
pretty nuts.
I do.
Yeah, and again, it's a 5.2 Weissman score that the nude Pied Piper achieves.
Bigger numbers better.
Bigger numbers better. Yeah,
like DTF.
Yeah, it's not like golf.
DTF,
you want to go higher numbers.
Smaller number.
Yeah, and that was a 3D file.
Does that mean your dick's longer?
3D file.
A DTF is just the distance from the floor to your dick. So
with a longer dick. Well, it also depends on how tall you are. You want the DTF to height ratio?
Well, no, it's two tip of dick, because people can have longer torsos or big heads. Guilfoyle chimed in on that. Like, well, that's not, because you still might not have a tip to tip.
Yeah.
Someone's the same height, but someone has longer, shorter legs, what have you. Yeah.
I was thinking that, the dude's going to be fully erect, so it's going to be floor to base of penis. Penis is going to be this way.
Yeah, but then
it doesn't matter.
It's counting the curve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Some people curve, some people don't curve.
Which, I'm sure that's on the whiteboard, but that's a good point. There's going to be penis curvature. There's going to be
something to consider, definitely.
Yeah, you're going to have what you'd call like a proud elephant's trumpet. You're going to have maybe a sad
girth is also going to affect your measurement.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You could have someone who slices to the left or hooks to the right. You know all about this, Kristee, right?
We'll say.
I've heard your material. That's all I'm saying.
Now, tying into
I have some experience in this, but
tying this show into bringing real life and Silicon Valley together, Kristee was actually the consultant for the DTF equation.
Yes. Yes. Much attention to detail. The Weissman score were the Stanford kids. Well, you were definitely on the payroll for this.
Very concerned with how many people you can jerk off. I guess it's only dudes. You can't jerk off ladies.
You could. I mean,
how
you
many
strap
dudes
on.
You can jerk off in a certain amount of time.
We don't want the ladies to be excluded.
We don't want the ladies to be excluded. That's a whole nother
That's L.
sub equation. You're
The
gonna have
lick
to figure
lick
out.
off mean ratio. What the
I don't know. There's gonna be finger penetration type of thing, and like, I don't know. Maybe you can involve. I don't think
it
you
is
do
kind of
two ladies.
sexist now that
I
I'm
don't
looking
think
at it.
It
This
is.
is very
It is,
sexist.
yeah.
They're not taking into consideration that there were ladies in the audience
And
there had to
transgender
be,
members?
Yeah.
transgendered. There had to be ladies there. There were ladies.
I think there would
presenting.
be something like an HCF, which is
Yeah.
the hidden clitoris factor of
Hidden
like
clitoris
how
factor.
and so you first finding it exactly right.
Ladies tend to be a little bit more complicated in getting off.
Well, then there's
quickly.
also how long it takes to get someone an erection, right?
Yeah.
Some guys might have stage fright, so you might have to have a rule that you have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's that
Man or woman.
Yeah, that's
Be
true.
fluffing and then just
Yeah.
shooting right
Very
in
true.
when ready.
Very true. Shooting right in.
Yeah.
All right.
Have one of those little like yellow arrows pointing to the clit for the women, just so it's like, here it is. And
Yeah.
if you're a really tiny dude with long pubic hair, it's like, by the way, it's in here. There's another arrow. It's like,
Penis is here. Yeah.
Like long flowing pubic hair. Like I'm
you know, like 12-inch pubic hair.
Yeah, like
3-inch erection.
like long blonde flowing
Oh, that is
pubic hair. That would be
Like
very
this is
odd.
the point in
Yeah.
the forest that you need to investigate.
Jeff's been just waiting to talk about this for 2 months. I'm just letting we can continue talking about it if you want.
Nah.
All right. Well, that again is how they come up with this new basically algorithm of how to do the compression of Pied Piper. Now, prior to that, and of course, because I am a professional Wikipedia user, prior to that, Richard is explaining. Thank you very much. He's explaining to everyone. Well, let's look at previous methods of compression, and it's very quick, but I did take a look at it. He talks about Shannon coding. It's actually called Shannon-Fano coding, which is
Huffman coding?
top down. Huffman coding, David Huffman, that is top up. These are all real.
CS basics. Yeah.
They're all real. And then
It's over Ryan's head, too.
Lempel-Ziv. It is Lempel-Ziv, but it's actually called Lempel-Ziv-Welch coding, which is interesting.
Usually LZMA is what you see it as.
Okay. All right. So you've heard of this shit before? I've never heard of this shit.
They're all compression algorithms.
Are they all currently being used, or
Yeah.
is one they are?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there you go. I mean, there's Easter eggs always in the show. Some are bizarre, like some of the company names are made up, but for the most part, everything in there is real. So we'll talk about another Easter egg here. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. Again, I
He's
had
just
to
going
do
to
a
keep
little.
going until you stop him.
Yeah,
Okay,
I am.
I'm here for the ride. I'm just going to go along with it.
Oh,
I
it's going to be a long
Please
ride.
jump in.
They dropped this little line in when they were going over the jacking off all the dudes. It's like, oh, he's been in there for 2 hours, saying that they had that conversation and been going over all of those equations for
2 hours before they
And I
finally
was-
thought of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just like, that was impressive. And that kind of mindset and dedication to anything is just really admirable, you know?
The other thing I
I
like
thought
too
that was so hilarious when
is they
did
knocked
that.
down the door.
Yeah. they
And
knocked
then
down
when
the
he
door.
comes out, they didn't even need to really show that. But just him dealing with the door, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Why is this?
I like those little details
Yeah.
that they put in there throughout the way.
Those, I don't know. They're little things that I find hilarious.
Yeah.
2 hours. 2 fucking hours, guys. I don't do anything for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Well, in the morning, I think the number of cans of energy drinks around the hotel room are uncountable. Speaking of the fucking hotel room, here we go again. They got upgraded to another suite in the quote-unquote Omni San Francisco. That is not a fucking suite in the Omni San Francisco. They did it to me twice. They did it to me twice in this series.
We've
I don't
been
even
talking
know.
about this a lot. If you look, a lot of those things are in LA or whatever, or sets. But yeah, it's been driving us crazy seeing all this stuff that's like, I know that fucking corner and that building isn't there. Like, anyway.
Once
Nice.
again, yes, they get an upgrade to the nice suite, which of course is not in that hotel. I just I'm getting angry about it.
What was
Getting angry.
Erlich's quote? I had to get punched and fuck a wife.
Yes, and the guy got fired from Oracle and his wife left him. That's like all within 24 hours.
We got an
that this
email
happened.
from your attorney, La Flamme.
Yes, he makes another appearance.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Proxy appearance.
Yeah. But he does a good job for him. Yeah, that's how they get to the finals. They skip the semis and all that. So yeah, another Easter egg here. So this is where Erlich.
You need to
is
talk
saying-
into the mic.
Oh, yes. This is where Erlich is saying, well, what I'm going to do, just like any cornered animal, is lash out and act irrationally. So he starts creating false rumors. Now, there's a scene where Gavin Belson is walking in, and there's this woman with shades on.
It still counts towards your summary.
Does it? All right. Well, but still, and he refers to her as Kara, and I'm like, well, that's gotta be somebody. There's something going on there. That was actually Kara Swisher.
Yeah.
Kara Swisher.
TechCrunch or
no, Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
Tech columnist. She is also married to Megan Smith, who is the vice president of Google, who actually was, I believe, a founder of Planet Out. So that's just a little piece there for you. That's a real person in there.
They do like to throw in real people a lot.
Very cool.
You could tell though. She definitely stood out. Like,
she's not a good actress.
Actor. Actual press person who's pretending to do her actual real job. Yeah. But yeah.
With her weird look and her mirrored shades. It's kind of
compared
weird.
to everyone else who was like extremely clean and dressed a very specific way. Yeah.
The other Easter egg, just saying this,
Not saying she wasn't clean.
At the very end, when of course Pied Piper works and everyone's like, oh shit, we got to invest in this. There's two guys talking to Richard. Who are like, yeah, I want to talk to you. Here's my card. One of them was Michael Arrington, who is actually the founder of TechCrunch. That's who that was at the end there. There's another Easter egg for you. There you have it.
There's another Easter egg that no one heard because you talked too quiet in the microphone.
Well, this is so people turn down the volume on their computer.
And then we can go.
All right, so Kristee, yes. What's coming to mind here around the episode or around even your experience with real Silicon Valley?
With real Silicon Valley, I don't know. I really appreciate the Easter eggs. I kind of assumed that they were like kind of including real people in the industry in the show. I think that that's just a fun thing to do in general when you have a show that is, I don't know,
based in reality in some way.
Reality,
It's in a slightly parallel universe. Slightly.
Yeah. Let's see. What I've been hearing around town is that it's fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's exaggerated, but there's a lot of truth in there. Yeah.
That like the overall tones of the culture are like very similar to what they're portraying in the film. Let's see. As far as like my experience with, I don't know, the tech and Silicon Valley and stuff is not.
It can
really
be a negative experience, by the way.
I have weird experiences. I went on an OkCupid date with this dude.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, these
now
make the
we're
best
fucking
story.
talking. Now
Kelly
we're talking.
Anakin, was it Kelly? No, who else did we have?
Molly Sanchez.
Molly Sanchez said she wanted to change her OkCupid to "We'll fuck on the Google bus."
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. But your OkCupid story.
So I was dating this guy. We went on like 3 dates or something. It was something ridiculous, but like I asked him what he did. He was really evasive about it, and so I don't know exactly what he did.
Chat roulette.
He told me eventually, and it was something like way over my head. I'm like, well, that's impressive. And then he kept talking about like his job is like, oh yeah, on campus, and I'm like,
campus. That's a big giveaway. That narrows the field to a handful.
10?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Max company.
So yeah, he's on a campus. He does something super fancy that I can't remember, and he takes a bus.
Did he have social skills?
He did. He was actually really charming. He was a really nice guy. We had a lot of good conversation.
So you didn't go out with him again?
No, it just didn't work out for a number of reasons.
Does he slice to the left or hook to the right?
We didn't get that far. So there
What's
was
his
no
DTF?
Yeah.
Don't know it. Let's see. At most, we cuddled and watched Netflix, and that was about it.
Oh.
Charming gentleman guy. I don't know.
Did he complain about the streaming quality and say something like, if I was working on this, I could increase...
That would have been perfect, but no, he was totally normal dude.
So what happened?
So it just...
Fizzled?
It just... well, I was seeing someone else at the time, and he was seeing someone else at the time, and we were just like, you know what, you're great, but like this is not worth...
Not motivating me to not be with the other person. I just want to point out that all the women have the OkCupid stories. The dudes don't. And I think that's because their OkCupid stories are really the kind of stories that the women tend to be talking about. Like, oh, this guy.
That's right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Although Brian Fields has some terrifying OkCupid stories, but that's
I've heard terrifying.
Different thing.
Like, super
You haven't had anything too terrifying?
Nothing scary.
Yeah.
Oh, something really cool about this guy is that he kept bringing me snacks from his work because apparently he would go raid the fucking kitchen or whatever.
He's like bringing you a
And he was,
dowry,
like,
or so what's going on?
He's had like a 7-Eleven in his house and he kept giving me snacks.
Dude,
and I was
so
like,
that-
dude, this is awesome.
That is an actual problem.
Really?
That's
Are
like
people
when you
stealing
offer
snacks?
free food and snacks. So at my current job, they have free dinner. And they used to have takeout trays, but people would take like 6 plates worth of, they would feed their family and walk
Hey,
out.
what? That's free food,
And
man.
they said a reason why they were cutting back the takeout things, and I don't remember specifically, but I'm like, it was clearly to stop those idiots from abusing it. That's
Right.
not what it's there for. And I know for a fact, like, snacks are gone. I watched the snack person come over, and if you go over in a half hour, they're all gone. And it's like, that's a lot of snacks.
I mean,
That's shit ton of snacks.
That's like in a normal office where it's like, okay, we're gonna have a pizza party, and you just take one of the pizzas home. Like, that's bullshit. You can't do that. Come on. Yeah,
But
I
then
agree.
again,
with
at
that.
a company like that owns a campus, taking $5 worth of snacks is probably the least of their concerns.
I don't know if it was $5.
A
This
day.
guy was going to
You got to remember,
town.
they're paying wholesale. They're not
That's
paying
true.
retail.
No,
Did they have
But,
the
yeah.
company's logo on the
No.
bags?
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
No.
He also had 700 staplers for some fucking reason. He was a
That's-
hoarder. He
I've
was a hoarder.
seen
is what he
people
was.
take pens, and not
Everybody
just,
takes pens.
Not a pen.
I take pens.
But
I
like
take
a
reams
box
of paper.
pens?
I take reams of paper.
But
Come
why
on.
are you taking a ream of
'Cause
paper?
why am I going to go buy paper?
Why would I take a ream? I'll take the 2 pieces I need to print out my tax return.
Yeah, but then whatever. I also
Once a year.
I
That's
use
all I'm
every
printing out.
office I've ever worked at. I never pay for stamps. I use the postage machine there. Am I alone in that? Come on.
I've never
My-
seen a postage machine at my office.
My
It's there
boss
somewhere.
is
You just got to
crazy.
find it.
It's probably behind someone's desk that looks scary.
Can't steal postage. My boss is obsessed with the post
With
office.
postage.
I want to point out
He
that
went to France and he got an interpreter and a personalized guided tour
Okay.
through the Paris Postal Service because he loves the post office.
And
So
to clarify,
stealing-
you don't work at the post office.
I do not. I
So
work
this is
at
just a
school.
guy.
This is just a
who
dude
loves-
who loves the post office. He has.
That's so odd.
He's won like a
You work a
lawsuit or
desk job,
something. I work
though.
a desk job,
Yeah.
and my boss loves the post office. And there's a million stories, but very
it's
specifically,
like posters
I
of like
cannot-
of like.
I just want to.
Does he have a poster of the Kevin Costner movie, The Postman, in his office?
No, but that's because he
Nobody likes
likes
the
post office
postman.
and not movies.
But Tom Petty's in it.
Oh,
All right.
really?
Yes, he runs some commune at a dam.
Waiting is the hardest part
But yeah,
for
so-
the mail.
Very specifically, postage
Why
is
am
not
I
something
laughing
I
at
can
that?
steal.
So bad.
I'm a little upset about it because who wants to go buy like $7 worth of stamps? when you're gonna
Exactly.
use, like,
I'm
one of
I'm
them?
not paying for goddamn.
You
It's
buy those
ridiculous.
stamps
That's
that don't
ridiculous.
expire and you keep them for 2 years like we have.
Well, I mean,
Right.
that's how often do we use postage? I use
Never.
it maybe once a year.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the place where Kristee works makes me fucking mail my shit in when I have to pay for it.
Oh, really?
They used to. This year they finally figured out how to use the internet, so I can pay online. But
So
That's
let's. I know it's off topic, but the post office.
everyone's gonna think you work at Comcast or some shit.
Yeah. The post office is
guys.
dying.
It's
Yeah.
all the same.
The post office is dying. As we know, they've had to make deals. So like Spider-Man is advertised on the side. Like they have to go NASCAR. But this really made me laugh. Is I got this really complicated, expensive trifold, I'm sure we all did, from the post office saying, Father's Day is coming up. You can count on us. It was a week after Father's Day. That's what just made it just the total you suck so
I didn't get
bad
that.
post office.
That must have been
it was
the
a
Oakland
week
post
late.
office.
Oh, that's glorious.
And it was like the thing obviously cost like $2 to print. It was
All
very
my
expensive.
post office knows how to deliver is those fucking value pack blue envelopes.
Yeah.
That's all I get, really. And people begging for money, like my old college alumni association, the fire department, like just,
Yep.
hey, send us a donation.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, you're on auto pay. Shut up.
Yeah. Anyhow, post office. I don't know why we're talking about the post office, but it's so,
'Cause of
it's so
Kristee.
sad.
Oh, no.
It's
because
so
of my
sad.
boss. I
It's
would
so
name
sad.
drop him, but I'm also afraid that this might go back to him and like doesn't look good.
Nobody listens to this.
No.
Shit, don't worry.
We weren't bad mouthing him. We were
Not
stating
bad mouthing
facts.
him. It's just funny. He's a quirky guy, and he loves the post office. Also, he is a dude that steals food. He's the guy that takes a pizza.
See, now
the
that's
whole
bad.
pizza
Oh,
That's
so he's
from the office. He's a
fucking
funny
Nazi
guy.
about postage, but he's stealing food from the office.
Yeah.
Don't
huh?
steal a
All right.
40. How much
There
is
was-
it? $68
Whatever
stamp.
it is now. Yeah.
There was like anytime there's food out there, he's the first one to go. He'll save himself some and then like put it away. There was a cake that we had
What
once.
the fuck?
We had a
He's-
cake for a birthday.
all right.
He comes in, takes a huge chunk out of the center of the cake, and takes that home, leaving like this
That has
little
like the
horseshoe.
person's name on it.
Yeah, he took the heart of the
It
cake.
just says happy birthday blank because he took the
Happy
name.
birthday.
Yeah. So he's a quirky guy. Yeah.
What's his full name?
Pizza
It's all
stealing
right.
postmaster.
We know
face.
who he is.
Well,
I'll
yeah.
find him on LinkedIn.
Google
Don't
search
worry.
Comcast managers
Don't
in the
worry.
greater
Yeah,
San
yeah,
Francisco
yeah.
area.
Yeah, he's the postmaster general. That's who he is. That's who he is.
Probably love that job so much. Such a character. But-
Well, yeah, that post office, I think we can all agree, is bullshit, and your boss is kind of an asshole. That's all I'm saying. But back to
The show?
the
Or
show.
tech? Or
Back to the show. Yeah, and I'm watching the
That.
clock here, so I'm excited to play Scrum Master's quiz with you guys. But Jeff, we'll start with you. Any closing arguments for or against this series? We know it's coming back.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel really sore and I need to ice my elbow. After that, in my heart,
In your heart.
I feel like I want to see less of that relationship between Richard and what's her
Monica.
name? Monica.
It's definitely open in this one.
It feels forced.
Really opens up in this one.
And I was happy that she left to go, do whatever she was going to do. And,
guess
but
what?
then she fucking came back.
She came back.
And I don't know why that relationship irks me, but
Mm-hmm.
it does. It just does. I want to see less of that.
She has the last line in season 1, as a matter of fact, unless you count Richard throwing up,
I
which is
hope-
totally full circle. He started throwing up, he ends throwing up.
I hope Jared is in the show more.
I really enjoy Jared.
Donald.
And I hope Guilfoyle and Dinesh continue their bromance.
Peter Gregory, what's happening here?
Peter
So-
Gregory's going to...
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I would have hoped they would have addressed it, but now that they haven't, I wonder if they're just going to keep limping along like they have.
Like Charlie from Charlie's Angels, but I mean, they don't even have new dialogue.
Or it could be that new investors come in and he just isn't a factor anymore. Like, it just kind of...
But that's hard because what is Monica going to do? They're kind of stuck.
Dating.
Yeah.
She can just...
Yeah.
She could be the business manager.
Yeah.
But
I think it's not going to stop. I think every episode is he's somewhere else, They're just going to But we talked about this. Fine, make it crazy. Make it wherever each time like has to one up of like where he is. He's at the bottom of the sea at a highlight tournament. Something in like let's go nuts each time.
That
I
could
don't
be
know.
fun, yeah.
I don't know. But it's weird that the actor got a nomination. I mean, my goodness. But there you go. Kristee, how do you feel here? What are you thinking for season 2? What's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm really excited for it, though. I am not excited about that relationship. I thought that it also felt forced.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed. I'm like, I thought we were going to just have some fun with some nerdy tech stuff and like not have a weird,
And have
awkward
a Ross,
romance.
Ross
Yeah.
Rachel
Yeah,
bullshit.
some
Yeah.
awkward, weird romance.
it's going to be worse
situation.
if she somehow is involved in the company. Like,
Yeah.
more closely.
Well, I was thinking, or we could go because it is HBO. Let's just go ahead and have some full penetration.
Yeah.
Full penetration scenes.
Or Richard just has a panic attack and slices her head off.
Sure.
Nice,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we can
Get
do
some
this. It's
violence and sex in
HBO.
there.
Yeah. Let's do something.
Game of Silicon.
That's fine. That's fine. There needs to be a graphic rape scene in each episode of season 2 is what I think. I mean,
It just needs to be penetration.
Sure.
I don't need rape.
sure.
But penetration or blood.
Yeah. I mean, it's not TV.
Blood and semen,
it's
basically.
HBO. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
I don't know.
Relationship terrible.
A new
Relationship
character?
terrible.
What? There's going to be a new character.
There's gonna be a
Who
new
do you think it's?
character?
I don't know
I don't
who
know.
it's going to be.
I want Jin Yang back.
Jin Yang, yeah.
The intern.
Jin Yang will
Yes.
definitely
Yeah.
reappear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, or then it's really strange if Jin Yang just disappears.
He disappears every other
Just
episode.
unaddressed.
But I mean, they're gonna have to open an office. There's gonna have to be a whole bunch of new employees.
Which
I wonder who they're gonna
They
be.
did mention they cut all the Carver's coat out.
Correct.
The kid that Jared had the oxy for.
Oh.
Adderall.
Or Adderall, sorry. I'm thinking
You're on
my
Oxy,
prescription.
is what it's
Not
called.
anymore.
Okay.
He's thinking
humble
ahead.
brag.
Well, shit. Well, there you go. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I'm not sure if there's a date's been announced for season 2. I don't even think they're filming it yet, but it's definitely happening. So we're going to play the Scrum Masters quiz, but first, I just wanted to say a thank you to Richard Hendricks himself, Thomas Middleditch. He gave us a shout out on Instagram for our logo, for the Judging Silicon Valley logo. Thank you, sir. We're definitely fans, even though every guest on here has said that you were their least favorite character. Also, we want to thank TJ Miller for retweeting us as well from our Facebook page where we posted your appearance on Craig Ferguson. Okay.
And I would like to thank Camille Nanjiani and Martin Starr for ignoring us.
For ignoring us.
All this attention sucks.
I think no. Kumail's
we'd like to stay-
following now, but not Martin Starr.
We'd like to
Martin
stay at
Starr's hard to
51
find.
followers on Twitter if you can arrange that.
Yes,
That'd be sweet.
there you go. And that's right, Jeff. Where can the people find us? They can find us on Facebook at Judging Silicon Valley. That is our fan page. They can find us on Twitter at Judging SV. Did I finally get it right? There you go. And then also our website, which is www.JudgingSiliconValley.com. Okay, good. I know them all. All right.
I don't know why you asked me.
There you go. I don't, because I never got it right except for now on the finale episode.
And feel free to tweet us. We are planning on doing more episodes over the next months.
Yes.
We would call them filler in the business, but we'll be talking about other tech movies, maybe the beta show on Amazon.
Sure, yeah.
Hackers, whatever. So
We're going to fuck around. We also are working on a little video project that'll be coming out a little bit later in the summer. I'm kind of excited
you're
about that.
being generous about the
the
delivery
timeline?
date, yeah.
The timeline, we'll see. We'll see. Okay.
It'll be done before we die.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right, so here we go. We're going to play the final Scrum Masters quiz for season 1 of Judging Silicon Valley with our guest, Kristee Ono. Here we go. Are we excited?
I love quizzes.
Okay.
This is
All
what I
right.
live for.
I like when you get nervous, you double clutch the mic.
I'm ready.
Double
I'm ready
clutch.
for this.
For those who are listening, it is intense. You
It is-
need to
it is fucking
fast
intense.
forward to 50 minutes in
Yeah.
this podcast and watch this shit.
A Joe Cocker, Axl Rose microphone holding technique there. Wow. Okay, so Kristee, as I know, of course, you've listened to every other episode 2 or 3 times, so of course you know how to play Scrum Masters
But
quiz.
for those at home who haven't listened,
Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. I have 3 questions here. I'm going to go around the room. We'll start with Kristee first, then Jeff. And again, the more ridiculous the answer, the better. And at the end, fabulous prizes will be awarded. Are we ready?
Yes.
we're more ready when you talk into the microphone.
There we go. What the hell? It's like on my nose. Okay. This first one is going back actually to our friend Carl, who posted a few ideas on the Facebook fan page. We appreciate that, Carl. I hope you just got an erection, because here comes another one of your questions. I like this one. This is simply to the panel here. What is Kerberos?
And before you answer, the intent is not to necessarily get it correct.
That's correct. What is Kerberos?
Kerberos.
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 I can spell it if you like.
Yeah.
Can you use it in Kerberos. Kerberos.
Kerberos
Kerberos.
is a fine sauce from the southern coast of Morocco. Is there a coast of Morocco? I don't know.
Yes.
The southern
Yes.
coast of Morocco? I don't know
Yes.
about
There is
Quite
a southernmost
spicy.
point of the coast of Morocco.
There you
Okay,
go.
fair.
We'll say that. And it is quite spicy.
Yeah?
Delicious. Made out of...
I was going to ask ingredients.
Yeah, well, like
it's made out...
traditionally what is it served with? Yeah.
One step at a time, guys. Okay. So it is made with actually a berry,
Oh,
a nice berry, many different
I was going to
spices. It's
assume.
served as a dessert.
A dessert
Mostly
sauce.
for us, a dessert sauce over crepe-like things, except it's a Morocco version of it. I don't know.
So it's like not good.
It's served
Moroccan
for
food is kind of shitty. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
I don't know. I've never had
Let's
it.
not pretend out there foodies.
What?
It's kind of shitty.
Moroccan food is great
I don't know about that. You're eating
until you
with
put
your
on
fingers.
Kerberos.
Yeah. Well, Kerberos. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And what you know all about Kerberos sauce. What traditional holidays normally do you use the Kerberos sauce?
There's a summer festival.
A summer festival.
Yes,
Yeah.
a late summer festival that it is.
What is that?
Traditionally,
yeah, like people wear a certain kind of
Kerberos
garb.
dish. The summer festival of Kerberos dish.
How long
Yeah.
are you gonna let her go?
Yeah.
I know. Do we?
Until she runs out of breath.
Till she stops talking.
I think that's where the knowledge of Kerberos stops right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's pretty good.
We
That's pretty
appreciate your
good.
preparation.
Right.
That
That's
was
pretty good. Wow. It's weird that there
You're
would be
welcome.
a question on a tech-based
For food.
about food, but
Well, because you know that
people
I
gotta
love.
eat. Yeah, yeah.
You know I love food. You guys are
I
making
know
it
you do.
special for me.
I know you do.
As a guest.
I
So
got
you're
this.
probably correct, but Jeff, what do you think about what is Kerberos?
in ancient Greece, they have ethos, pathos, and then there was Kerberos.
Kerberos, okay.
which is the state of eating baby food. Kerber being baby food, which leads you to the Gerber of today.
That's right. And the original spokesperson for Kerber
It-
was a baby with a unibrow.
Just
correct?
like in just like in Indiana Jones.
yeah,
Jehovah was spelled with an I.
yeah.
Gerberos was spelled with a K.
The original.
The original spelling.
You know, I mean,
Nice.
come on.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of ties into the berry sauce. So
It's related. I mean,
It is related.
A boat came over and was like, "By the way, we got this shit."
Yeah.
And the Moroccans were like,
Yeah.
"We're not eating baby food,
Yeah.
but we know what to do with this."
Yes.
that's what was known as the Kerberos Road, which was between Greece and Morocco.
Yeah, over the water.
Yeah, like the Silk Road, it was the Kerberos Road over the water is the actual full title.
That's what the Ost part is.
Yeah, yeah. These are pretty good. I like what you're coming up with here. Now, some people say that Kerberos is a network authentication protocol to protect network services. It was developed by MIT in 1983 and is named after Kerberos, which is also going to be pronounced Cerberus, the three-headed guard dog of Hades, as again it is a security or protection protocol. Some people think that. But I love where you guys are going. Unfortunately, the correct answer of what is Kerberos, it is the setting of the new episode 7 of Star Wars is Kerberos. Kerberos. Okay, so we're all
I'm
tied
glad
up
you
here.
spent 5 minutes before in the cab over here on the answer. Usually his answers are better.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but Kerberos sounds
I
pretty
like
good.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's J.J. Abrams. You know,
I'm excited for Star
with
Wars.
grumpy Han Solo.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen in that movie with grumpy Han Solo. I don't know.
Grumpy,
Yeah.
high as a kite fucking Han Solo.
Yeah, well, now he is. Yeah. He's got
Anyway.
the same kind of rig on as you. I think accidents almost happen at the same time. Yeah. He completely broke his leg on the Millennium Falcon. I find that just kind of sad.
Shit
You
happens.
shouldn't be doing this, Harrison Ford, but all right.
He was trying to get
Yeah.
into an escape hatch.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, by the way, you
Yeah.
need to watch season 3 Epic Rack Battles, Darth Vader Hitler. It was pretty awesome.
Season 3 epic rap battles
Of history.
of history. It's Darth Vader versus Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the third one.
Okay.
I think they've done one every season.
Okay. You getting a piece of that action? Plugging that on our podcast?
No,
Or
but it was awesome.
Okay.
Vader at one point, this was my favorite line, says something to the effect of when you invade Russia, you need to remember to wear a winter coat or some shit. And I don't even remember the context, but I fell off the fucking couch. Anyway.
Yep. That's actually how Jeff injured his arm.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, here we go. So that was question 1 of the Scrum Masters quiz, our finale Scrum Masters quiz. We're all tied up. Here comes question 2, coming at you fast and furious, Kristee
There's
Ono.
76 questions.
Here we go. That's right. Please explain the origin of the term Bluetooth. Bluetooth, as in the technology we use, Bluetooth, the origin of the term Bluetooth, please. Where'd that come from? Why do we call that Bluetooth?
The origin of Bluetooth. Very interesting story.
Oh, yeah?
Actually,
I'm going to go to the bathroom while you tell this.
Can you tell that I'm stalling a little bit? So let's see. The origin of Bluetooth. Bluetooth?
Quit looking over it. Jeff's
I
looking at
can't
the
read
notes.
your handwriting.
All right.
It's like a doctor.
The original creator of Bluetooth.
I can read that date on the bottom, though, but I won't use it.
Oh, all right.
Bluetooth was the name of the dog of the original creator.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And he was...
So where did he come up with that dog's name?
Bluetooth is... it is the name of a dragon from a childhood story.
Oh.
I'll believe
I
that.
can't think of the story's name right now.
I think you know the name of
escapes me
it.
at this
I'm
moment.
pretty sure it was the legend of
Bluetooth.
The legend of Bluetooth.
You can catch Kristee Ono at the Improv Jam later this evening.
On my feet stuff terrifies me.
Yeah.
For this very reason. I hate improv because I can't do it.
Yeah, I hate it
makes
too.
me feel silly.
I like
You're
sketch
doing it
comedy.
right now.
If you don't
I
have
know.
wigs or
No.
costumes,
You're doing great.
just cut it
I
out.
know, I
If you
don't
don't
know.
have wigs or costumes, cut it out.
If you can't do this voice, don't bother.
Come on, just toss one out. Give us some ideas, huh? What are we doing?
Yes,
Rent a car?
and. Might help.
Yeah,
Yes, and.
Bluetooth.
Improv.
Okay.
Improv thing for me is just pretending to be pretending that I'm drunk, and that usually plays pretty well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to all the improv people out there right now?
You're
You guys
so
are
good.
Silly. Yeah, silly gooses. Just silly gooses.
Aren't they wild? It's like they create their own universes right on stage. It's kind of something.
I don't know what they're doing.
So Bluetooth again. We're going with Bluetooth was named
Legend
after.
of Bluetooth.
So
Yeah.
you went
Childhood
two
story.
levels.
Yeah.
So with the developer of Bluetooth, it was
Yeah.
his dog's name, and he named his dog after the dragon from the Legend of Bluetooth, the children's story. Okay,
Yeah.
Jeff, how do you what are you thinking there?
So I just watched Cosmos.
Cosmos,
Been catching up on Cosmos.
good show. Yeah.
Great episode about smells. And it ties
Smells.
in how smells communicate things to us. And when we think of smells, we run movies through our head of like associative things to the
Closest
smell.
sense tied
So,
to memory.
The guy who invented Bluetooth had actually encountered a crazy guy on the street with a rotten out tooth that was really blue. And the guy begged for some change. And when the odor of that guy's rotten tooth hit
Yeah.
his nose,
Yeah.
communicated to him over the air.
Gotcha.
And he was like,
Gotcha.
that's it. I will name this gentleman Bluetooth,
Yep.
and that will be the name of my technology.
What happened to the homeless guy?
I gave him $20
Pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet
in
deal.
stock, and now he lives in a mansion in Pacific
Pretty
Heights.
sweet deal. All right. Well, I like that, guys. I like that. Now, some people think that the origin of the word Bluetooth was given to the technology in 1997 by a marketing firm. They're trying to market the product. So in 1997, they called this technology, again, the wireless communication that we use. It was actually named after a 10th century Danish king. His name was Harold Bluetooth. That's the Anglican version of it. Of course, it's in Danish. But what that king did is he united all the tribes under a single kingdom, basically using a single language, i.e., it was a universal standard of communication. The logo of Bluetooth is actually a Danish rune, R-U-N-E, the actual logo that they use. Now, some people think that. But the correct answer of what is the origin of the term Bluetooth, well, the development team were all British. There you go. There you go.
See, you really did not try. It's like you woke up.
I got two hit comedians sitting next to me. I thought maybe you'd do a little bit more heavy lifting than I, but that's okay. All right, so we're all tied up
One
here.
hit comedian and one android.
All right. Okay, here comes the final question. We're tied up yet again. Here it is for all the marbles, folks. The third one is always the curveball, Kristee. Always the curveball. So as we know, Silicon Valley was nominated for 3 Emmys. HBO as a network was nominated for 99 Emmys this year, which is fucking incredible. But my question is, it's a 2-part question, so you get a bonus here.
Microphone.
When did HBO go on the air for the first time? HBO, when did it go on the air?
This question's too specific.
Well, and I'll take it within 5 years. We'll play, Price is Right on that. Within 5 years, when did it go on the air closest? For bonus points, what was the very first broadcast on HBO on that date? This one is more of a straight-up quiz question.
I'm gonna
This is a
guess.
straight-up quiz question.
I'm not going to guess the date because I saw your
You
paper.
did see the date.
It is before, I'll give Kristee a hint, before 2010 and after 1912.
Okay, you're gonna
That narrows it down.
zero in on that.
Narrow it
First
down
show
a bit.
I did not see, but
Yep.
I'm going to guess
Give it to me.
it was that football show they did. Inside the NFL.
Inside the NFL,
Because that's my first memory of HBO
pretty good.
is watching that show and then my parents turning it off because they saw I was watching HBO and they didn't want me to see anything that might come after that
Yep.
show.
Okay,
And
all
that
right.
my first memory of HBO is in the late 80s.
Late 80s. Okay. All right, so we have the guest there. Again, this is a straight up quiz. This is fun.
yeah,
Listeners
this
like
So,
straight up quiz questions. That means
1912
don't Google this.
to late
Come on, really
80s.
guess out there.
I'm going to see. Do we need like day, month, year? Or
He's
just,
got
like,
day,
You'll-
month,
I mean,
year,
you'll
right?
get
Day, month,
you'll get
year. Shit.
super points if you hit that. If
let's
you want to try
see.
month,
if you get
month,
one of them right.
yeah, month and year, or even year is fine.
Just okay.
I'll take if you get the day right.
Gonna just,
You got a 1 in 31 chance.
I think I even had the actual day
or 1 in
itself.
12
but
in a
all right.
month. Let's go month
Shut
first.
the
I think
dark.
it was actually it was a Thursday. I do know that much. It was a
Okay.
Thursday.
So if you know
Are
every
you
Thursday,
one of those guys that know how to do that? Like
No,
formula?
I just remember
Okay.
it from Wikipedia. That's it.
Okay.
so let's do month first.
Month first. Let's go with September.
You're within 5.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Okay. And then
I'm intense
the
on this. I don't know why.
21st, because the 21st night
Not
of
within
September.
5.
Not within. Not within.
Well,
that's okay.
It's an Earth, Wind, and Fire
Plus or
reference.
minus.
That's okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, September. Great song. That's all I'm going with. And we'll say, fuck, why not? 1975?
Oh,
Within 5.
That's within 5.
Really?
Yeah.
That is within 5. All right. So that's going to
Cool.
count. That's going to count. The date was November 8th,
You can show her now.
1972. No, there's still the bonus
1972.
question.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
the bonus
Bonus
question.
question.
So that counts. That's within 5.
show.
You do
First show.
You do hit that. So now, what was the very first broadcast? And Jeff, you're gonna
broadcast.
I know what's actually after that, which is kind of you'll like that, but the very first. So it goes on the air. That's a Thursday night.
It likely involves wieners or blood.
There's no way in hell you're going to get this, but
I
I'm just
know.
curious. What do you think? It's 1972. What could be
1972.
on? What could be on?
Would it be?
That's
Would it be a
1981.
movie from that time? Like, are they playing movies? at
Okay,
the time,
yes, it
or-
was a movie.
It was a movie.
A sporting event followed the movie.
Sporting event followed the movie.
Wimbledon.
I am never gonna guess this.
No?
I don't know anything about movies. This is
That's okay. That's okay. All right.
Pick a movie that occurred before 1990 or was filmed before 1990.
I have
There's no way. I've never even heard of this
With the
movie,
Wind.
and I enjoy films myself.
No.
no. Are you cheating?
No, I was just trying to give you a movie that was
Oh.
made before 1990.
No, that's all right. Guess what, though? Kristee got the point. Kristee does win the Scrum Masters quiz. How about that? The
Now
answer.
you're yelling.
The answer on November 8th, 1972, when HBO premiered. The first thing that premiered was a movie. It was a 1971 movie called Sometimes a Great Notion, starring Paul Newman and Henry Fonda.
No chance in hell.
It's based on a Ken Kesey
Have you
book.
seen that?
I've never seen it
No,
before.
but that book and that movie are based on a lyric from this really old timey folk singer.
There you go. Yes. I looked even further because I'd never heard of the movie. Yes,
it
you're
was like
correct.
Something Irene.
Come on, Eileen.
You know what?
I
The fact
swear.
that you know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
earns you the bonus point. How about
Cool.
that? That's the bonus
So you
point.
get one bonus
But
point.
the lyrics are sometimes I have the great notion to jump in the river and drown. It's a dark song.
Sounds like something you would know about.
Yeah,
It does. It does. Well, how about
Suicide.
that? How
I
about
like
that? Now,
to follow
and
it.
Jeff, so after that, the first sporting event appeared on
Boxing.
HBO. No, it was NHL. It was Rangers and Penguins.
See, historically, that I remember, it's always been boxing and Wimbledon, and then the inside.
I
the
think this is
NFL.
before maybe they lost
were
the contract
tiny,
with NHL
probably,
or whatever
yeah.
it was. But there you go, folks. That was 1972. So there you have
NHL
it.
became mainstream enough to be on ESPN El Ocho.
Yes. Well, here we go. We're clocking in at, my goodness, this is one of our longer episodes, but we had a lot to discuss here. We want to thank our guest, Kristee Ono, here at the finale. Kristee, where can the millions of listeners and viewers find you out there? Is there a website, a Twitter handle? Where can they check you out?
Let's see. I am horrible at all this stuff. Follow me on Facebook. I have a fan page, Kristee Ono. I think it's the first thing that comes up because
You want to spell your last name?
Kristee
put it up
is
on
Our first name.
Kristeeono.
Double E.
Double E.
Ono.
E's. 2 E's. Just remember 2 E's. And then Twitter.
Don't
and
spell it the white way, you
Instagram
racist.
Is and Tumblr is all at Rabid Pixie.
Rabid Pixie, that's the one.
That's
I like
my
that
handle.
one. I like that one.
We will tweet at her later.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Cool.
Are there any shows coming up that maybe the local folk can catch you?
Let's see. I'll be at the Bitch Slap at
That's a good show.
I think the Exit Theater is where it's at this Friday.
This
at
Friday.
8 o'clock?
This Friday.
This
All
Friday,
right.
8 o'clock.
Love it. All right.
Okay.
Mr. Reitman, we did it. We made it through an actual season of a show without killing each other. It did take us 2 months to get here. Off schedule, but we did it. Any parting words for...
I just want to point out you complain about the length and just keep babbling.
But I do have such a smooth, rich radio voice. I love to listen to myself. All right. There you go, folks. As Jeff said, we might have some new content up for you soon. Thanks for listening. Stay compressed, everybody. We will definitely continue this on season 2. In the meantime, keep your ears and eyes out for new shit. With that being said, bye.
You fucked it up.
Every time.
Do it again.
Every time. Bye.
Way better.
Huzzah!